Tell me if I'm wrong, but we all have been through a moment in our lives when we were just about to make that one decision that could have assured us that it will change the trajectory of our lives. But we drop that idea, we drop that decision because something holds us back. And I personally know that feeling very well. Because for the longest period in my life, I was trapped by my own fear. And it was so intense that even every time, even if I think about making something different, even if I think to walk on a very different path, all those self questions, all those self doubts start to creep in my mind. What if I fail? What if people judge me? Abba jaan nahi manenge, parents nahi manenge. And because of these things, I was left at the same place, watching the opportunities pass me by, being able to do nothing. And even while growing up, I was barely making any decision for myself. I remember when I was preparing for National Defense Academy, and I failed at it consistently. And that was not because I was out of luck, but because I didn't give my best. But somewhere I know that I don't want this. I really don't want this for my life. I was just doing it because everyone around me was doing the same. Because the environment has imposed this goal on me. This is not my goal. All my friends were doing the same. And in the environment where we lived, the parameter of being successful was to clear that exam. And in these moments, we don't want to be the black sheep. We don't want to be that different guy who is walking on a very different path, because we feel that we will be very isolated. We will be all alone. And in these moments, most of us, we just give up. We surrender, and we let the fear take us over. And this happens. And for the longest period of my life, it has happened like the same, until one day it all changed. One day I asked myself, what if I never change? What if I stayed like this for the next 5 years, for next 10 years, 20 years? Where will I really end up? Will I be happy? Will I be satisfied with my life? And those questions really freaked me out. And that made me face my fear for the very first time head on. And I asked myself, what could be the worst case scenario? बुरा से बुरा क्या होगा? लोग जज करेंगे, सोशल ग्रुप में आपको लोग रिजेक्ट कर देंगे, रिलेटिव्स ताने मारेंगे, पेरेंट्स एग्री नहीं करेंगे, आप अकेले पड़ जाओगे. So what? You would be still alive. You'll be still breathing. And that's what matters. At the end, that's what matters. Although you'll be left alone at that moment, but you will grow. And for the very first time, my friend, I became one of the most fearless version of myself. That was the moment. And all those decisions that I have taken recently, whether it was starting my media agency or whether it was starting this very YouTube channel, I could have never ever done that if it was my older version. I was just able to do it because I thought beyond that fear. And that's why this is the best decision. By now, this is the best decision that I have ever made. And believe me, if you're going through the same thing, if you are just going through that exactly moment that all of us, like me, I have went through, then this is your time. This is your time to think beyond that fear. Ask yourself these questions. Whether are you really afraid of failing, or whether you are really afraid of not living truly. Because my friend, with that side of fear lives everything that you have ever wanted.